Your experience has shown you that in order to succeed in today's global business environment, managers must have a thorough understanding and appreciation for the critical role that culture plays. Our cultural backgrounds dictate the way we see all events, the way we act towards each other, the things we consider to be appropriate or inappropriate, and even how we perceive moral and legal issues. In order to help international business people understand culture, we've identified easily recognizable behaviors that manifest differently because of national cultures. By developing an awareness of these behaviors, you will be in a better position to adjust your expectations, attitudes, and actions, and significantly enhance your chance for success in the international business arena. If you haven't already, you will soon confront an array of issues. For example, your motivational management style, which has contributed to your current success, could demoralize employees. Performance evaluations, which you have been doing for years, may demotivate workers rather than encourage them. It is possible that your ability to deliver projects in time and on budget will encounter resistance you never anticipated, or you may be asked to curtail precious family time to achieve some seemingly irrelevant targets. The object of this training program is first to help you understand why these behaviors occur, and then to provide you with tactics to assure success in spite of these new challenges. The more you know, the more you can see the patterns emerge, and the more it all makes sense. Before we move on, familiarize yourself with the navigation bar below. What then is culture? Is it the way people act? Is it what they think? Is it perhaps what they believe? The answer is yes to all of these questions. Culture is certainly what you see around you in a new country. The words people use, the food they eat, their clothes, and the pace of life. But that's only the surface, the tip of the iceberg. We call it visible culture. It's the stuff of travel guides and first impressions. Just like an iceberg, the part of culture that floats below the surface is the part you need to be more concerned about. Here are the values and beliefs you need to understand to navigate through a new culture. This is called invisible culture, and the only way to deal successfully with people from a different country is to be aware of what's going on beneath the surface, and to use that knowledge to shape your own behavior and expectations. If you don't understand that what's below the surface is far more powerful and potentially dangerous than what you can see, you run the risk of hitting the invisible part of the iceberg. For example, a visitor to Japan may be frustrated by the slow pace and gentle formality of greeting rituals, but the cultural expert, peering below the surface, knows that the time taken to scrutinize a business card is a way of honoring its presenter's status and position. Rushing this process could be a risk to the relationship. Imagine culture as a cross-section of the earth. On the surface, visible culture. What people say and do, how they dress, how they speak, how they treat one another. These are the rules and protocols of everyday life. They'll fluster you during your first weeks, but you will soon be fluent. Now, dig down into the ground below your feet, like an archaeologist sifting through desert sands, hunting for the vestiges of earlier civilizations. Here is where you find the clues to the behavior you see around you, because, like planet Earth, culture has many underground layers that have formed over time. If you dig deep enough, you get to the very core, where the core elements of a nation's culture were forged. Here are the influences people absorb from childhood, religious ideas and ideals, the nation's history and mythology, its heroes, its landscape, and stories handed down from generation to generation. Culture is a combination of visible and invisible elements. Common attitudes and emotions sit on top of long-standing beliefs. Social codes overlay deeper standards of thought and conduct.